Right back at you.
Live and direct.
Yep. Bumps and Bruises episode, I think it's episode 9 or episode 10.
Yeah.
It's been not too long, a little bit of a wait since the last one. There's a lot of things that have transpired between then and now.
A whole lot.
Almost to the end of the decade. So, happy belated Thanksgiving and Merry almost Christmas.
Happy holidays, Christmas, New Year's,
all that good stuff.
Hanukkah, whatever you celebrating.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So. A lot of things happen, man. First off, man, these Ravens, shit, these boys is looking pretty good.
Looking very good.
Damn good, man. You think they gonna take it?
I think they're going to get far in the playoffs. I don't know if they're going to the Super Bowl. If they do, I don't know if they'll win the Super Bowl.
Who you think going to beat them?
I think the 49ers can beat them. They showed that ability when they played them a few weeks ago. Yeah. 49ers, maybe the Saints, because you're not just gonna outscore the Saints. They gonna keep Drew Brees gonna keep coming back with you.
The 49ers did.
What you mean?
49ers did keep outscoring.
Oh, yeah, they got him. You know what I'm saying? But in the playoffs, you're not gonna get Drew Brees like that.
Well, I think they got a good chance, man. They're kind of going in. They got a lot of confidence in what they're doing right now, and shit, they get some damn good results out of it. I think they're on a 9-game winning streak.
Yeah,
pretty fucking impressive. Gonna be pretty shallow in the stop there. I think if anybody, I give it to Kansas City. I think Kansas City can beat them because they beat them the last 2 times they played them. Excludes this season, and last year, and he was doing a lot of the same things he was doing this season. Earlier this season and last year. Not as good last year, but still left there with the same result. So
I think if they got to play the Patriots again, the Patriots will beat them. Because you show Bill Belichick that the offense once, and you beat them with it.
Yeah.
Beat them handily. You beat them with it. When you come back again with the same offense, he gonna shut it down.
Well, they gonna have a problem with that dude, man. He typically struggles with quarterbacks who can run the ball. I think the one that I can really remember that he just got the best of is probably Russell Wilson. And even then he didn't really do all that great of stopping Russell. Russell was still moving the ball in the Super Bowl.
Because Russell don't run as much. Like Lamar, he'll run first quarterback. You don't know. They expected for him to run the ball. They expect him to run the ball before they expect him to pass the ball. So Russell Wilson, he gonna pass the ball before he run it. He gonna hold it until he have to run it. Then he'll run it. But when he do run it, quick with it. He real quick and he fast. And he'll get down. You think you about to pop him, he gonna slide on you real smooth.
Yeah, and that's boy RG3 got in that game, and I was like, God damn, man, what's wrong with Lamar Jackson taking a hit like that? And then sure enough, it was RG3 stupid ass taking that unnecessary ass hit. And I was like,
man, he got to get some game action, man. He stayed on the sideline watching Lamar.
Changed.
He got to feel like he part of the game, man. So
yeah,
let him take his hits.
Absolutely.
Man.
You would think after all this time he'd figure out how to get out of bounds and avoid injury. Nope. This man figured it out.
This man is standing on the sideline watching football, collecting a check. I ain't mad at it.
And he get injured again, he might be collecting that unemployment check.
Jason Garrett did it his whole career as an NFL player. He stood on the sideline his whole career and smiled and held the clipboard and collected them checks, stealing money.
I got a good one right here. Who had better success in their career as far as when they played, RG3 or Jason Garrett?
RG3.
Well, that'd be a good question. I'd like to go back and see exactly what Jason did when he played.
Jason was a backup his whole career.
I understand.
RG3 was actually
he
a
did get to
starter.
come in and play, and then he lost his job though. When he got to play, what did he do when he had an opportunity to play? I like to go back and see what his stats were.
I think he won one game for us, like on Thanksgiving or something like that. But he was like a second, third string quarterback, dog. Yeah. It's not even a question.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back and look it up. I know you have a disdain for Jason Garrett, but
RG3,
you know, I kind of want.
RG3 was Rookie of the Year, man.
Mm-hmm.
He took his team to the playoffs.
And they lost.
Yeah, they lost. But it was the Redskins, though, dog. When the last time the Redskins were in the playoffs, bro?
He's been trash ever since.
You know,
he was kind of like what Lamar is, actually. You know, I remember when RG3 was playing. I would sit down and watch those games because this dude was freaking exciting as
he was.
You know, so I remember that. I used to love watching this dude play.
He just ain't got the same team around him that Lamar got around him. Lamar got a defense. He got a nice running back. He got some receivers. You know what I'm saying? He got a team, and he got a coach that's using him the way that's going to make him successful.
That's what coaches are supposed to do.
Yeah.
You know, we've always talked about like systems and stuff like that. You know, I heard somebody on TV say the other day, you know, a system is designed to, you know, magnify the strengths of your quarterback or any other player on your team.
Yeah.
But on offense, the system is designed to maximize the quarterback's strengths. So any system, you know, that technically works is going to be the best for this particular player's skill set. And then the people that we have out here, let's utilize this skill set to get the best results out of them too. So, you know, I mean, he had a good one. Lamar's doing his thing. We'll just kind of see exactly what happens with it, you know.
Yeah.
I guess next thing up, man, that 49ers and Saints game. That was a hell of a game.
That was a hell of a game.
It was a goddamn good game. Shit, I picked the Saints on that one.
I did too.
That shit backfired, but you know,
well, it didn't really backfire. It was a shootout. I didn't think Jimmy G could survive a shootout, but he surprised me.
I thought he could. You know, I know he has some potential, and he needs the no different than anybody. You gotta have people that can make some plays around you.
Well, what I seen in that game was I seen two coaches going at it with their schemes because the 49ers coach pulled out so many trick plays, so many misdirection plays. I mean, it's like I ain't never seen this before. You know, not watching the Cowboy games, and it was refreshing to say the least.
That's a different level of football that was played on that day than anything that the Cowboys have played.
It is, because I mean, you wouldn't say Jimmy G compares to Drew Brees at all, but he went toe to toe with him. It came out on top.
I mean, Drew Brees at the same time too has had a solid coach backing him that has allowed him to get the most out of his skill set.
Yeah, because he sucked in San Diego.
Yeah, he wasn't all that great out there, and you know, if you know, we'll see what Jimmy does when he gets his opportunity to have a coach behind him, an offensive-minded coach that can get the most out of his skill set. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what he does. I've always liked Jimmy G, you know, so shit, I hope he does well. You know.
I have no issues with him, man. Just the 49ers, they used to be big rivals of the Cowboys, but then, you know, we both kind of fell off. And, you know, now I really don't, I used to hate the 49ers. Now I really don't have too many feelings about the 49ers.
They've had a resurgence.
They have twice. This is the second time.
First time they went to the Super Bowl. They kept getting to the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
So shit, yeah. I mean, they had a damn good 4-year run.
Who's their quarterback?
Alex Smith at first, and then
this other guy.
This other guy. I can't think of his name. Something with a K. Kaepernick, something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Can't think of that guy's name. Anyway, whoever that guy was, I think he had like an afro or something like that.
Yeah.
Something about some knees. Something was going on with his knees.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
I don't either, man.
But yeah, whoever it was, man, they got to the Super Bowl and I almost won it. You know, kind of blown call at the end, which it happens. You know, blown call at the end, but they lost it. Yeah, so man, let's go to the next thing here. How about them Cowboys?
Disappointing to say the least.
NFC least, actually.
Yeah, we still in first place in the division, barely.
And that's
you know what I mean?
so terrible.
It is.
That y'all in first place. Was it 6 and 7?
6 and 7.
Good God.
Losing record in the first place. What frustrates me about these Cowboys is they can win. Like the game that's coming up Sunday, they can win that game. They got the ability to win that game. But are they gonna do it?
I don't think so.
Are the coaches gonna put them in the best positions to win when it comes down to it? Because talent for talent, they match up. LA matches up with them talent for talent. Now it come down to coaching. Can a coach out-scheme their coach? Well, it's already been proven on more than one occasion that he can't, because they've played, and every time they've played, Dallas has lost with Sean McVay as their coach.
Yep.
So
previous years,
it shows you that Jason Garrett's system of man beat man is it's a lazy way of coaching, because it takes the onus off of him, and in order to scheme stuff, so they tell you just go out there and beat your man. Well, you ain't gonna beat everybody. If your man better than you, then what's gonna happen?
Well, I'll say this too. They got people out there in place calling offensive plays, and those guys are not getting it done. And you can't take the responsibility off of other people. Part of the Cowboys' problem is lack of accountability. Everybody's pointing fingers over there, and a lot of people pointing fingers at the head coach. And I'm not saying that he doesn't deserve blame.
Everybody around there is taking blame for what they're doing, except for the head coach. The quarterback takes blame. The defensive players take blame. The running back takes blame. Everybody takes blame except for Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett deflects all the blame off of himself. I was listening to Sean McVay when they asked him, well, what you do different with Ty Garrett? He said, well, I was just being stupid and wasn't running it. When have you ever heard Jason Garrett say some shit like that?
The difference between that situation and this situation is he calls the plays. He is the mastermind of all of that. He does all of that. So everything that was going on, everything that's going on out there is completely on him. No owner has hired anybody for him. He does all of that. All right. He has complete control out there. You see the results. Now in Dallas, we have a different opinion on, kind of where this thing starts. I'm not sitting here taking any blame away from Jason Garrett. But what I also am not doing is I'm not starting with Jason Garrett. I'm starting at the person that's above him. There's only one, technically one guy.
The person that's above him don't have nothing to do with game day calls. Don't have nothing to do with scheming.
Absolutely. What he does have to do with is, emasculating the coach.
Okay, let me ask you this. When Jason Garrett was calling plays, we had 3 straight 8-8 seasons. Okay. So he should have been fired. Really, but he got his play calling taken away from him.
Was it at the end of those 3 seasons? I can't remember. Was it at the end of that?
Yeah, at the end of the third one, he got an offensive coordinator. I think Callahan.
He came in. Well, it's been a while since he's been a coach. Now, when you go to when Dak Prescott first got to be the quarterback and Romo got hurt in preseason. All right, they came in. And you said at that time, I understand what Jason Garrett was trying to do. He was trying to be more of a run-first team, and Tony Romo would always offer a lot of plays and stuff like this. And when they did that, they had some success. But in a way, I think it got pretty predictable, and people started kind of just scheme against it. Players talked about they knew exactly what he was going to do. There have been players this year that talked about they know exactly what Kellen Moore was going to do. They recognized his symptoms from stuff that he was doing in college. Well, it just shows that these people are doing research on these guys. That's what their job is. Do research on it and figure out what's going on.
This is the same offense. When Scott Linehan got here, if you look at Scott Linehan's past as an offensive coordinator, he didn't run the ball like this. This is Jason Garrett's offense. So Scott Linehan was calling plays within Jason Garrett's offense, the way Jason Garrett wanted the plays called. He was the fall guy, and he took the fall.
And just like we talked about not too long ago, every team has a system, and that system is built around the players on that team. What's happening now is the system that they created is just not working. All right, they're gonna get somebody else in here eventually, probably at the end of the season. That's gonna come up with a different system, and we're gonna see exactly how that system works because it will be asinine for them to keep doing the same thing with different personnel. It just wouldn't make sense. They became a run first team because they're a run first team. They drafted that offensive line. They got their running back to be a run first team, not a passing first team. All right, so that's why they run the ball the way they do, because they acknowledge our best opportunity to win the game is to win the game running the ball first, beat teams with play action. I mean, look at Jimmy G. Look at what's the boy in Los Angeles, the Rams, Jared Goff. You know, beat guys off play action. This is something that Dak wants to do. He has a lot of success beating teams off play action.
Well, let me ask you this, man.
And they can't run. They don't look the same. And he's just throwing for 300 yards, and you're not getting W's. You know, you can throw for 700 yards. If you lose, and it doesn't matter.
Let me tell you this. What I see in these games is that the coach don't know when to change up. Like the New England game. All right, you get to New England. It's cold as hell. It's raining and snowing. Okay, so you know when you get there, the field conditions not going to be the best. Catching the ball is not going to be a good day for catching the ball either, or throwing the ball. You know this already if you know anything about the weather. You know, you've been in the league for forever. So you know this, right? Mm-hmm. So you get in this game, you start your running back going. He doing pretty decent. He getting yards. He moving the ball. You abandon this and you start slinging the ball around. You see your quarterback having trouble gripping and throwing the ball. Your receivers having trouble catching the ball. Your tight end, your trusted tight, your Hall of Fame tight end is bouncing balls off of his chest left and right.
Is that Jason Garrett's fault that Dak Prescott went out there without a glove on and then went in and got his glove and then came back and played? Is that Jason Garrett's fault?
That's not his fault. But we talking about seeing what's working though.
What I'm saying is
we talking about what's working. You get down.
Dak Prescott was to blame for that, not Jason Garrett.
Yes, he was to blame for that interception he threw. He was to blame for not putting that glove on. Exactly. But what I'm saying is this:
he knew he's a grown man.
If you see that the conditions, conditions don't call for passing the ball the whole game. It's more of a running, grinded out game. Why are you still passing the ball?
So what you mad at? You mad at Kellen Moore for calling those plays. That's what you mad at.
I'm mad at the coaching staff for setting that stupid game plan up.
I disagree.
Okay. Now another game.
He calls the plays. Jason Garrett's not telling this guy to call
another game. You mad at the Minnesota game. Okay. The Minnesota game. All right. All night long, Dak Prescott carving these boys up. Okay. You get down to the end of the game. You know, you 4 points down. You need a touchdown. They stopped Zeke. Your owner looked at it. He said, you could tell when they came out, their main purpose was to stop Zeke from running the ball. Everybody knew this. What he had, like 40 yards? Okay. So you get down in red zone and you run the ball with him twice. And then you try to throw it to him.
Now, does Dak have the ability to audible out that play? I saw Dak that whole game audibling out those plays. See, the thing is,
he was in hurry up offense.
We're looking at two different things. You're looking at giving all blame to Jason Garrett and none of the blame to the players. Dakota Prescott went out there.
Look at this.
He didn't audible out of those plays. He went and he's the quarterback. He is the general on the field. It is his job to, if he sees something that doesn't work, okay, let's get out of this and get into something that works. He went out there and ran that play. That is not Jason Garrett's fault.
Let me tell you this. That is Jason Garrett's fault.
Let me tell you this. And
but before
you don't understand is Dak Prescott is giving you those results.
That drive, Dak Prescott was in hurry up. That last drive. So in hurry up, he calling the plays. He doing the play. He got them all the way down the field, and right before they started running that ball, they called timeout. And when they called timeout, I knew Jason Garrett's gonna fuck it up. You know what I'm saying? And then he came in with the running stuff.
Oh, you knew the Cowboys about to fuck it up.
I knew Jason Garrett was going to fuck it up.
The Cowboys consistently fucked that up.
No.
He fucked it up.
No.
How many games?
This is what he does.
Every single game to a winning team this season. So every time, y'all have fucked it up.
Against New Orleans. Against New Orleans.
You fucked it
up. We
down
down 4 points against New Orleans.
You fucked it up against the Patriots. You fucked it up against the Saints. You fucked it up against the Packers.
Instead of passing the ball
against Buffalo,
he running the ball. Now the Packer game we came out and we just started getting beat.
Against Chicago.
You know
at some point, some of the players got to take responsibility for that.
they take responsibility
that ain't all Jason. That's the players.
For execution. But
7 losses
but
is
scheming,
not on the coach.
Scheming, knowing when to switch up from passing to running. When you got a good balanced attack, that's coaching, dog. That's coaching, dog.
Dak can't do that.
Dak ain't the coach, bro. Dak
he's
doing what he's told to do.
Dak's the coach.
He's doing what he's told to do. He don't have 20 years of experience like a Tom Brady. Where Tom Brady can look and say, okay, well, we ain't doing this. I don't care what Belichick called. We ain't doing this. Dak has to do what he's told. He's still on his rookie contract. He ain't got paid yet. So he gotta do what he's told.
Have all the time getting that check.
No, he ain't. I can tell you that. He's gonna get paid.
I mean, I guess.
But you want to take the onus off the coach and the scheming.
I don't want to take the onus off the coach.
That's what you're doing, dog. You're trying to blame the players all the way. But you're not. It's coaching, bro.
You're so busy. You get this thing about Jason Garrett that you don't give nobody else no blame.
No, he is
garbage, if you think, man. And the thing
I've been saying the same thing from him for 10 years, man.
Cowboy fans understand
10 years.
When you get rid of Jason Garrett, you're going to have the exact same problems.
No, he
is not the only problem. You got multiple problems on your team. The problem number 1 is the owner. Problem number 2 is Jason Garrett. In that order. Problem number 3 are the players. All right? You don't have as good of a team as you think you have.
So, who is it easy to get rid of? Is it going to get rid of the players or going to get rid of the coach?
Exactly.
Okay. So, you're going to get rid of the coach.
He's scapegoat.
Like I said.
He's going to take,
like I said,
just like these other boys that have been fired in previous years.
It's like
he goes and fires people that don't matter in previous years. Jerry Jones does this. You know who's responsible for hiring Jason Garrett and starting this own fucking this train wreck? Jerry Jones is. Yeah. All right? He hired this guy. He hired this guy with Wade Phillips. So, he hired him before he hired Wade Phillips as the coach. Who did that? Who does that?
Why did Ron Rivera get fired this year?
They got fired because they got a new general manager that wants to clean house.
Why did he get fired this year?
He wants to clean house. No. That guy, he said it. He came out and said, you know what? Versus being disrespectful to you, we're going to go ahead and do this right here because I want to do something different. I want a different run with him being the general manager. Okay. That's what he wants to do. He gonna get rid of. Why did any of these other coaches get fired? Was it because of the players, or was it because their coaching was trash?
Well, let's look at. I'm not gonna call Ron Rivera coaching trash.
Ron Rivera wasn't trash
because he went to the Super Bowl.
Their team got hurt, and so he shit. Hey,
but I mean, these other coaches. Why these other coaches get fired? You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of coaches get fired because they got
like the Washington coach. The Washington coach got fired. Why did he get fired?
Well, we won't go with why he got fired.
I'm just saying. Well, was the players because the players weren't execute.
The players trash out there.
Okay, but the coach got fired.
Yeah,
because he wasn't putting the players in the right position to win. Mm-hmm. Same as Jason Garrett. He's not putting his players in the right position to win. So he should have been fired. He should be fired. That's what I'm saying is you're not putting your players. You bought these groceries.
For 24
you bought these groceries. You ain't got nobody to prepare them properly.
That one person is to blame for this problem. What I'm telling you is,
we're not talking about 21 years. We talking about the team. We talking about the team that's presently constructed. They've been here. These guys are young. They've been here for 3-4 years. Okay,
fall apart the same way that
Jason Garrett has wasted Tony Romo's career. You know what I'm saying? Tony Romo under a better coach would have probably went to the Super Bowl. Would have probably won one under a better coach.
Hypothetical.
It's not a hypothetical.
It is a hypothetical.
You know what I'm saying?
It is. That's the definition of a hypothetical.
Anybody that's watched him play, watched him play the game,
hypotheticals. You can't prove any of this.
He had a better coach. If he wasn't making up for the deficiencies of his head coach,
I'm guessing that Tony Romo would get into these crunch time situations and throw a pick. I guess that was Jason Garrett too. Come on. The lack of accountability here.
When you're trying to do too much, when you ain't got your coaching to help you out, you know what I'm saying? Like Tom Brady, he can lean on Bill Belichick.
Yeah, Bill Belichick ain't threw not one pass.
I know he ain't threw no pass.
He got to get
out there and lean on Bill Belichick.
You got to make the plays.
You got to make the plays. No doubt.
Bill Belichick, that person right there, said it. Coaches just come up with game plans. Players got to go out there and make the plays.
Coaches come up with schemes.
You
put your players in the best play. Now, how can Bill Belichick go to 9 Super Bowls with the players that he had on offense?
He's only had one player consistently.
I know, but how can he go to 9 Super Bowls with the players that he picks on offense
because
as receivers?
He has an extension of himself on the field.
Because he put the players, he get players and put them in the best position to win. He played to their strengths. Okay? He get a little Julian Edelman. Do he send Julian Edelman on 9 routes?
Hold on, but that's what you want him to do.
No, I don't.
When I told you, when you talk about Tom Brady throwing players in a certain way, I told you. Why don't you sit us down and
no words in my mouth.
That's what you want him to do. You want Tom Brady to throw the ball 50 yards to a guy that's my height.
No, what I told you this. You start calling Dak, dink and dunk Dak. I say Tom Brady do the same thing. But it's dink and dunk when Dak do it, but it's not dink and dunk when Tom Brady do it.
Plays within the skill set of the players around him. When he had Randy Moss, what happened?
Okay. Have Dak ever had a Randy Moss?
He got Amari Cooper.
I mean, he got Amari Cooper. He's stretching the field now. He throw the ball longer.
Tom Brady had
he throw the ball further than
Tom Brady had Randy Moss for 1 year. What happened?
Yeah.
He broke every
But we're talking about a Hall of Fame fucking wide receiver. Amari Cooper's not a Hall of Fame receiver.
He was a great player before.
He was a freak of nature.
Was he that, though? Was he? Yes. Did he break the records as far as touchdowns?
Let me tell you this. He made Dante Culpepper look like a perennial All-Pro quarterback. Okay?
Well,
that's what he did.
Well, with this, man, you know, it's good to be back.
Yeah, good to be back.
Good to be back. We'll get you a little bit more. We're gonna do like a little bonus part here. We don't want to do this and stretch it out too much. But you know, stay tuned. We're gonna do another little video about something that people I think will like. You know, a particular team, Northeast, where it's cold. They got some stuff going on, some cameras. You know,
like that. Cheaters, yeah.
But you know, stay tuned.